guys. I wanted to do a get ready with me for church and just talk about how God has been moving in my life through the summer. So yeah, let's get into it. Halfway through my sophomore year and the beginning of summer, I was really bummed about the way my summer was gonna look because I just finished my sophomore year at Notre Dame. And I feel like there's a lot of expectations to be doing like really big things. And I just felt like for all that I'm doing like on campus, that my summer didn't really like reflect those big things. And I felt this way because I knew I wanted to study abroad. So I applied to 2 study abroad programs that were in Africa because I specifically wanted to study on that continent. And the first one that I applied to was in South Africa. And it was during a time that would have been like, I could do my study abroad program and then do an internship. That was my original plan. But then I got waitlisted for South Africa and I got into my Uganda program instead. So that program was later in the summer and at a kind of awkward time for me. I honestly felt kind of defeated at the time. I had these feelings of doubt and comparison of like, why wasn't I good enough to get into the South Africa program? I felt like I had kind of grown past the feelings of comparison and jealousy that I could sometimes have. And God quickly checked my heart and kind of said, yeah, there's still a lot you need to work on. And during the trip and after the trip, I realized how much it was in God's plan that I went to Uganda and not South Africa. When I went to Uganda, like I can't even explain it, but it felt so much like home, and I just felt so welcomed, appreciated, and like I belonged there. And I don't know if that was something I was gonna get through my other program, and not that it was about the country, but the program specifically that we were in just felt so homey. Then I also just learned so much about God because it was a religion and development course. And I just think I learned about things I wouldn't have if I went to South Africa. So that was God's like first, I have a plan and it's for a reason and this is why you're here, which was just so relieving and so awesome to experience. Just did a quick change into my camp shirt and then just some jeans. But continuing on and talking about camp, when I got back from Uganda, 2 weeks later was VBS. And I was still the director for this year for VBS since I was home. And I think a lot of the feelings that I had at the beginning of the summer was also because I felt like I hadn't moved anywhere in the last year. I kind of quickly rebuked those feelings, especially while I was in those spaces and I was leading, because I think I was so caught up in what does success look like if I'm a college student? What does success look like in a worldly manner? And you just so kindly like reminded me that there is so much that I can learn from being in those environments when it comes to growing, obviously spiritually, but also when it comes to being a better leader and preparing for whatever he has called me for in the future. And then he also just reminded me like, I'm getting to plant kingdom seeds and I'm getting to share the gospel with others through what I'm doing this summer. And that is what we're called to do. We are called to spread the gospel to all nations and we are called to make disciples. And that's what I got to do this summer. And never should I take that for granted, and never should I say like that there is something better that I could be doing with my time. In the future, I am going to be having jobs in different capacities, and like it might advance my career. There is still no greater good than spreading the gospel in whatever capacity he has me doing that in. So this summer, I was doing that through getting to go to Uganda and learning more about him in a unique way and how Christianity in Uganda is. And then I got to do that through serving as the VBS director, which is still an amazing opportunity that most 20-year-olds don't have. And then through being a staffer at Thrive Camp. I just look back at how even in ways in which maybe I was more bummed out about things not working out for me, things were working out for me. And it was just in ways that I didn't expect. And I've gotten to see God's goodness and faithfulness in ways that I would not have if I had the summer that I had originally maybe thought I was going to. Got everything on, my jewelry, I put on a mascara, put on some lip gloss, and even put on my Uganda bracelet. All that to say that God is so faithful and he's so good, and his plans are way better than our plans that we have for our lives. So yeah, thanks for getting ready with me, and I'll see you guys next time.